heart pump. My tip is stop thinking this can only happen when you get old. My heart failure happened at 38.
You can quit. Call 1-800-QUIT-NOW for help getting free medication.
If you have thyroid eye disease and the pain in your eyes burns like a red-hot chili pepper, it might be time to discover another treatment option. To learn more, visit treatted.com. That's treat, TED.com.
Tomorrow on ET, we're with Lake Bell, her first red carpet since her summer with Chris Rock.
Plus, new changes coming to AGT, what the judges are telling us.
We thought it was going to be impossible.
Meanwhile, fellow judge Heidi Klum, well, she's playing her own mind games on NBC's Password.
This is just really weird. Urination.
It's really, really hard, especially when English is not your first language.
Oh boy, the legendary game show revival returns tonight on NBC.
Happening now.
Uvalde City Council meeting again tonight. Mayor Don McLaughlin is proposing adding to the police force. A preview is next.
Precious water wasted. A water main break that took days to fix. We were there when crews showed up. What neighbors want to hear from SAWS. Our RJ Marquez with that story.
More activity expected on the radar screen in the days ahead with increasing rain chances, and I'm going to focus on that in just a bit. The news at 5 starts right now.
And first at 5, another meeting set in the city of Uvalde, but tonight it is the city council that's convening.
Yeah, they're set to meet in about an hour at 6 o'clock, and there are several items that we are watching on the agenda.
Our Lee Waldman in Uvalde once again this evening. And Lee, we understand the mayor is proposing adding an assistant police chief position.
Exactly. At this point, it's just a discussion item that Mayor Don McLaughlin is bringing up. Now, this discussion comes almost a month after the acting police chief, Lieutenant Mariano Pargas, was placed on administrative leave. According to a release by McLaughlin, Pargas' leave is to investigate whether he was responsible for establishing command on May 24th, actions he took to establish command, and if that was feasible with all of the other agencies involved. No other acting police chief has been named. We know Jesse Prado has been hired by the city to conduct an internal investigation. Prado is referred to as an expert in the field by Mayor McLaughlin. Now, at this last city council meeting, we heard from city council members that every single officer with Uvalde PD is being investigated by Prado. Tonight at 6 o'clock, we're going to run through some of those other agenda items that we'll be watching for. Live in Uvalde, Lee Waldman, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Lee. People in a Northeast Side neighborhood say they've been dealing with a water main break for days now, but today some relief could be on the way.
Yeah, this in the time of water restrictions and drought happening in the Crownwood subdivision near Converse. Homeowners actually reported the break last Wednesday.
Our crew was at Ridge Moon Drive in Shallow Ridge when SAWS showed up today to take care of the problem. But neighbors now wondering why it took so long.
RJ Marquez talked to them about the problem and also spoke to SAWS about what took so long.
We reported it. They came out, assessed it, left, and never came back.
Larry Fry has lived in the Crownwood neighborhood for over 20 years and has never had an issue with water main breaks until this week.
Multiple neighbors have called and they said they received the same answers. We'll get to it as soon as possible.
The water main break at the corner of Shallow Ridge and Ridgemoon Drive was reported 6 days ago, and after several calls, SAWS crews showed up today to fix it.
I'm glad they showed up, but it's a little late. I don't know what their issue is, if they're having problem with personnel and labor.
SAWS spokesperson Ann Hayden says the utility is experiencing a record number of water main breaks in San Antonio, in part due to the heat and drought.
We're triaging the reports that are coming in, and what we're looking at is the main break affecting service to customers in the area?
Hayden says every report for a line break is put on a priority list that includes several factors. One that's blocking roads or flooding homes goes to the top of the list.
It may be affecting some major property damage. When that's happening, we're trying to get people out there.
And while homes were not damaged in this case, neighbors still say it shouldn't take this long.
With us being in the drought that we're in, these are the kind of things that we need to take care of.
In a big city like San Antonio, this has to be taken care of.
Yeah, and that's right. Back out here live at this subdivision, you could see that the water main break has been fixed, even though there's still some water that is gathered down the road here. And residents were also upset that it took so long because they did not have access to this mailbox behind me. So that was another one of their concerns. Now, as far as wasting water, Ann Hayden told us today that a water main break like this will not affect any of these neighbors' rates or their bills. But this is obviously something that during these times of drought that they want to limit as much as possible. Reporting live from the northeast side, RJ Marquez, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, RJ. Well, if the pandemic put you behind on your mortgage or property taxes, the county tax assessor encouraging you to apply for a federal grant program presented to county commissioners today. Albert Uresti said Bexar County residents have received more than $11.6 million so far in assistance grants through the Homeowners Assistance Fund. That's more than any other county in the state. The federal program available to people affected by COVID, and you can get up to $25,000 in help towards back taxes and up to $65,000 for late mortgage payments.
We're trying to get as much money to our citizens that are still suffering from consequences of the pandemic. Our goal is to try to get as much mortgage assistance and to try to get as much property tax assistance as possible. We think it's important to try to keep families in their homes.
All right, so how can you get this money? Well, applications have to be done online. And while the money is being administered by the state, Uresti says people looking to apply can come by the tax assessor's office if they need more assistance.
Continued reaction today to the FBI raid at former President Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago home. That raid is part of an investigation into whether he took classified records from the White House. Experts on the subject saying today this type of search only comes when there is probable cause a crime was committed. But Trump supporters are vocalizing their disapproval, some making threats online. Elected officials also promising revenge on the Department of Justice and FBI in some cases. The former president was not there during the raid, though he has claimed that agents broke into a safe. You can read more about this at KSAT.com.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott says he is accepting an invitation for a debate hosted and broadcast by Nexstar Media Group in partnership with KSAT 12. I'll be part of the panel of journalists who will participate in the televised and live stream debate. Challenger Beto O'Rourke has not yet announced whether or not he will participate. In a statement, his office says one debate is not enough, and quote, that's why Beto invites Governor Abbott to participate in 3 town hall style debates in every region of the state where they can take questions directly from their fellow Texans, end quote. Now, if both candidates agree, they will debate on the campus of the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley in Edinburgh on Friday, September 30th at 7 p.m. KSAT will broadcast and live stream that debate along with other Nexstar stations and media outlets across Texas.
Let's take a look at traffic out there right now. This is Highway 281 at Grayson. You can see it's really smooth sailing in both directions. Camera bouncing around a little bit. But what we don't see is what we were happy to see yesterday, some wet roads out there.
And that's the issue we're facing today. No rain like what we had yesterday in some parts of town, but there are a few highly isolated pop-up showers out there. Here's a look at the radar. You go east of San Antonio. I mean, they are very few and far between and very short-lived, but around Stockdale, especially just south of Stockdale, one little downpour right now. You head farther south of town near Fowlerton, a few brief little downpours here and there, and that's basically between Cotulla and Tilden, but that's all we have to speak of right now. Otherwise, temperatures 98. That was our high today, and right now most of us in the upper 90s. Even 93 in Lakey, 96 in Leon Springs, Shirts at 99, but 101 near Lavernia. Better rain chances are right around the corner. We're going to talk about that and tell you when they arrive coming up.
All right, thanks, Adam. Have you ever heard of forever chemicals? They're chemicals that don't break down and are continuously cycling through the environment. Well, now researchers say that they're in rainwater across the globe.
And because of this, rainwater everywhere considered unsafe to drink based on the U.S. Environmental Protection Standards. And while people don't usually drink rainwater, some do, and they expect it to be safe. But the chemicals found include PFAs, which are associated with health risks like cancer. The study published in the journal Environmental Science and Technology.
Now to some good news on gas prices. The national average for a gallon of regular unleaded just over $4 right now. This comes after weeks of surging prices and record inflation. ABC's Morgan Norwood with the latest details.
From New York to Los Angeles, drivers across the country are finally feeling a bit of relief at the pump as gas prices take a dive. The national average falling to $4.03 a gallon. It's the lowest since early March when Russia invaded Ukraine.
I'm just filling up today because it's so much cheaper.
In Los Angeles, where prices topped nearly $6.50 last month, drivers now doing a double take over the savings as regular gas in LA County decreased for more than 53 consecutive days, down to $5.50 a gallon. The drop in gas prices comes as the country continues to wade through record inflation. Senate Democrats successfully pushing the Inflation Reduction Act, a bill they say will help lower the cost of everything from health care to energy cost.
It doesn't just talk about inflation, it actually lowers costs of some of the biggest price problems that we have in New York and in the country.
Republicans argue it won't make a difference.
This won't reduce inflation. It won't. But what it will do is drive up the cost of gasoline and the cost of doing business.
While gas prices play a significant role in inflation, according to analysts, it's unlikely to significantly decrease inflation just yet, especially because the cost of other factors like housing continues to climb. But since gas prices are lower, analysts predict airfares may dip as well. Grocery prices could also fall slightly because producers and distributors won't have to pay as much for transportation in order to get their goods onto store shelves. So bottom line, enjoy the break at the pump while it lasts. Oil consumption is starting to rise again, and with hurricane season now underway, any impact to the energy infrastructure could cause gas prices to creep back up again. I'm Morgan Norwood, ABC News, Los Angeles.
The kids are back in school, and in order to set students up for success this year, Harlandale ISD giving them access to free Wi-Fi at home. After 2 years of working with the city, students took home routers to get connected. The district says cell towers were set up throughout the community and kids will have limited access to the internet at home.
It is filtered access, and so it's not about, Netflix or anything like that. It's for student work.
It's going to be helpful for me and my brother because he does schoolwork and he gets home. He likes to go, do more work. And then I'm also going to use it because if I can't do it at school, I'll finish it at home.
The district plans to collect data to see if students are using the Wi-Fi, how much it's helping. If the program goes well, it's possible the city may want to expand to other areas.
And coming up, we're live at Las Palapas in the Forum to get you ready for the KSAT Pigskin Classic presented by your San Antonio area Chevy dealers. We have tickets available and free stuff to give away. It's coming up in sports.
Plus, we're still talking back to school, and today we're looking at lunch ideas that are both yummy and easy to make. The $5 Mom shares her budget-friendly lunchbox menu after the break. Haven for Hope currently seeing an influx of people at its campus. In fact, the shelter is at 112% capacity. Today at 6 o'clock, Erica Hernandez talks to the new Haven for Hope CEO and how she believes the county can help curb homeless problems in the future.
Plus, the Biden administration announces the end of the Remain in Mexico policy. The program, formerly called the Migrant Protection Protocols, went into effect in January of 2019. It underwent a legal back and forth once President Joe Biden took office. While its end is a victory for asylum seekers, advocates tell Alicia Barrera not much is expected to change.
And COVID cases have been increasing, so with kids heading back to class, are more parents opting to get their children vaccinated? Jesse DeGollado takes us to a Metro Health pop-up clinic on the south side, where both the COVID-19 shots and back-to-school immunizations are in demand today at 6. The end of the free school lunch for everyone program means one of two things for parents: send lunch money or break out that lunchbox.
But many school cafeteria prices are up. Same with groceries. So 12 on your side's Marilyn Moritz talks with the $5 dinner mom to help stretch your back to school dollar.
All of this is going to go in there.
Erin Chase is mom to 4 boys, so she's made her share of PB&J.
So that's a homemade Uncrustable.
Now the master of budget meals is making her kitchen our classroom.
We have a lot of lunches to pack this year, and you can do it more cheaply by making and sending them from home than even buying at the school.
Lunch lesson number 1, limit prepackaged foods.
So the prepackaged things are always more expensive. Convenience costs extra money. So any simple things that you can do yourself, baking your own, mixing up your own, you're going to want to go ahead and do that because that's going to save you a lot in the long run.
She's baking muffins from a box and pops them in the freezer.
I think the freezer is one of the most underutilized parts of packing lunches because you can make and bake ahead and then grab from the freezer and drop into a lunchbox.
Next, if you do buy prepackaged, buy in bulk. Chips, cookies, veggies, buy the big single bag and just divvy them up. Number 3, for brown bagging, limit the bags, paper and plastic. Instead, think reusable.
I would invest in some great containers and, reusable baggies if you can.
And involve the kids so nothing's thrown out.
I want you to have a conversation with your kids so that you're packing the perfect lunch for them that works for your budget.
Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
Let's take a look outside right now. Sky 12 over Kennedy High School here, and it is that time. Is this 2-a-days? This is
I think
time everybody's out and sweating.
Yeah. They're either got some football practice going on or Red Rover. Or Red Rover, send rain right over.
Such an underrated game, right?
I think that's the JV kickball team.
So you think that? Yeah, okay.
You
would know since you were a member of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got my way up to varsity. I did, okay, on the kickball team.
Sure you did.
Well, we all did. All right, so tomorrow, a 20% chance of rain. Check out Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. That's what we're focusing on with a 40% chance. We've upped the rain chances and even extended them a bit into Saturday, so into part of the weekend as well. All right, let's get right to it. Take a look at the radar currently. Not dash showers and isolated downpours, especially farther south and southeast of San Antonio. There's another look at it over the past several hours, and not a whole lot of development out there. It's that 10% chance that we were talking about. You look off to the north, Dallas to Lubbock, not bad. We're seeing some areas of rain there. At least we're getting some needed moisture in parts of the state. It's not really drought denting, but better than nothing. We'll take what we can get. It all gradually adds up. Upper level high, Big Blue H. It's over Colorado right now, so that's why you see there in the donut hole of the rain. It's all along the edges and the outsides of that upper level high. And actually, this upper level high is what helps pull Pacific moisture into the western U.S. And that's one reason why you see the rainfall in the desert Southwest this time of year, the summer monsoon season. But the point for us here is that since the upper level high, the Big Blue H, isn't right overhead, the door is open for disturbances. You hear us say that a lot. The door is open, and we actually have a few disturbances on the other side of that door that are likely going to make their way in over the next few days. First of all, over Arkansas. Little swirl here. We talked about this yesterday, causing some showers and storms, and then an inverted trough, an upside down trough that's over the northern Gulf of Mexico. Those two systems are going to push westward very slowly. And actually, I like that they're going to be moving slowly because that can then extend our rain chances over a period of a few days. Let's start with tomorrow. Just a 20% chance. Going to start the day quiet, as usual, a lot of sunshine, even through the noon hour. But once we get into the afternoon, about 3 o'clock, maybe a few isolated, very stray pop-up hit or miss showers, especially north of town. And overall, we're looking at about 20% coverage across our area. Again, the focus is Thursday, Friday, Saturday with more coverage, better coverage, and even some embedded downpours with over an inch of rain possible through that time. 96, that's the current rating. Dew point is 63, so it feels like it's 97. Look at Lubbock and Dallas, 85. Clearly some rain-cooled air there. Del Rio at 100. Right now, Pleasanton, 98. Kennedy, 97. We're mostly well into the 90s. 100 in Castroville, but that's the exception. It's nice to see sub 100 degree readings for a change. So clearing sky this evening, 87 at 10 o'clock, southeasterly breeze at 5 to 15. KSAT 12-hour forecast shows 77 at 7 a.m. tomorrow. By 10 a.m. 85, 1 p.m. 93, and then that 20% chance between about 4 p.m. and 9 p.m. tomorrow. 99 the high temperature, but 96 in Bernie, Canyon Lake 98, and up to 100 in Pleasanton tomorrow. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we bumped it up to 40%, so widely separated downpours popping up, mixed in with some sunshine. Not everybody's going to see the rain, but those who do could see a quick 1 to 2 inches.
That's encouraging. Chances and below 100. Thanks, Adam.
There you go. All right, our Greg Simmons out and about, and he has his brand new Pigskin Classic red polo on and some freebies to give away. And oh yeah, he's also going to talk about Dak Prescott. Greg.
Oh, and sports, right.
Yeah.
Okay, we're live at Las Palapas at the Forum, and we'll be here all afternoon. We have free stuff to give away, T-shirts, and, of course, coupons. Also, get us, the name is on the door of the KSAT Pigskin Classic. But first, Dak Prescott making defenses aware he's ready to run again, and we'll preview one of the teams that are going to be playing in the KSAT Pigskin Classic 2022, presented by your San Antonio area Chevy dealers. Coming up. And good afternoon, everybody, and welcome live to Las Palapas at I-35 and 1604, located in the Forum Shopping Center. We're getting ready for the KSAT Pigskin Classic 2022, presented by your San Antonio area Chevy dealers, just 18 days away. But first, we have noticed in the Dallas Cowboys training camp that more run plays are being called for quarterback Dak Prescott. They usually result some sort of a fake handoff to running back Ezekiel Elliott to get the defense to bite on one side of the ball while Prescott pushes through the gap created by the offensive line on the opposite side. You did not see that last year due to restrictions on his recovery from his compound fracture and dislocation of his right ankle in 2020. Now those restrictions have been lifted.
You know, I think that's been such a good thing for us when he's got that, that extra level with his feet. It can kind of put the defense on their heels a little bit. So I wouldn't say we're going to major in that kind of stuff, but it'll be nice to kind of get back to it and keep the defense on their heels.
All right, the Cowboys have one more practice up before departing for Denver, spending today trying out 4 new kickers, including former Cowboys kicker Brett Maher. Now, one of the teams that will be involved in the KSAT Pigskin Classic, presented by your San Antonio area Chevy dealers, will be the Johnson Jaguars. Now, the Jaguars, of course, are coming off a great season where, remember, they were undefeated in the regular season. They will face the Judson Rockets in the middle game of our triple-header on August the 27th in the Alamo Dome, starting at 3:30. This will be a very interesting matchup when you consider the Jaguars will be under new head coach and T.P. Miller, who was promoted during this offseason from his coordinator position after head coach Mark Soto left Johnson to become the new head coach at Judson, where not only played, but he was an assistant coach. For that reason, this is one of our marquee matchups.
We had some changes, and we got a whole lot of different position coaches, and I'm excited because it's a whole new team pretty much, and I like it. I'm excited to see what we can do this year.
I think the new coaches we took to them. They really adapted to this new environment. I think it's going to be interesting season for us.
Obviously, we're going to take some pieces that we used in the past, but also we're going to bring in some new to fit our puzzle pieces here at Johnson.
All right, if you're one of the 50 folks to come on by here at the Las Palapas at the Forum, I-35 and 1604, we have free coupons to give away. We have free T-shirts and also tickets available at only $15 a piece. 3 games, 1 day, the Alamo Dome, August the 27th. And remember, we're located just off of I-35 and just outside Loop 1604. Can I get away with that?
I think that's patented, Greg. I think that's trademarked.
Yeah,
I think
probably.
you've just broken some sort of, Yeah. Thank you, Greg.
We'll be right back. That is all our time. Thanks for watching the News at 5.
World News up next. We'll see you back here at 6.